Everybody, it's Steph Mishchak. In this video, I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing going forward with the YouTube channel. Now, if you look through my YouTube history, you can see that we started putting videos up, I guess around 2007, 2008. Well, we had one of my assistants. I said, yeah, just throw up a bunch of videos. And you can see how I was not nearly as comfortable as I am today in front of the camera. Not that I'm great or anything. So I look at what's on there in terms of the video collections. And there's plenty of videos out there on coding. You can find all kinds of stuff. A lot of it not too good, some of it very good. It depends on what level of learner you are. See, that's the thing. When you're a beginner, a lot of the content out there sucks because most of the people who are teaching in these videos are not teachers. They're coders. And believe it or not, there is a technique, there is a practice, there is a skill to teaching. And when you got adult learners or people who already know a bit about a subject, it's pretty easy to put out a course. So it's a lot easier for somebody to put out an advanced JavaScript course than it is to put out a very basic, JavaScript 101 course. And that separates the good teachers from the bad teachers. Is the good teachers can teach the basics really well. That's the hard stuff. So if you look at my video collection in Killer Sites going back to 2003, I always took care of the beginner's material because that was the hardest to do. I did some advanced stuff, but then I would bring in some people to do the advanced courses that I have because those are a lot easier to teach. Anyhow, I'm not saying I'm the greatest teacher out there, but I come from a family of teachers. I studied learning theory and psychology. I taught martial arts for years. So I have a bit of a background in terms of that. You gotta, in life, you gotta recognize your talents and you have to recognize where you are weak. And if you are weak in a particular area, you gotta bring in the talent around you, people around you to take care of that deficit, to take care of that problem where that area where you're not necessarily too good at. So when it comes to what I do here and producing courses and so forth, I find that my talent is in teaching, is in breaking down the simplicity. And where I'm not talented is like singing, for example. I'm terrible at that. If I was a guy trying to make a living as a singer, it would be a disaster. So you really have to understand where your talent lies and be honest about it. And that could be within the context of development and coding in of itself. You may be good at a particular type or a particular level coding. So let me give you an example. So I have somebody I know, and they are horrendous bad at architecture. You have them design, I'll put a real world example or analogy to this. So let's say you took this guy and you said, design a car for you. And he is so bad at architecture, at designing, he would put the steering wheel of the car in the back seat. You wouldn't have any brakes. And you would go to him, hey, dude, where are the brakes? And he would say to you, you didn't ask for brakes. And you say, why is the steering wheel in the back seat? He goes, I don't know. I thought it would be kind of cool to have it back there. On the other hand, the same dude, if you say, listen, I want you to design the best gas pedal and brake pedal system out there, and he would do an amazing job on the brake pedal and the gas pedal alone. So you have to understand, this guy has to understand that he's no good at architectures, but he's good at detailed work, developing, like in coding, he might be really good at developing microservices. So that's just one example of somebody I know who is a coder, and within the context of coding, he has a particular strength, and on the other hand, a particular weakness. So I'm the same way in terms of coding. There are certain types of coding. I'm actually pretty good with architecture. I'm pretty good with UX and UI. I'm really good with detailed algorithms and recursion and all this kind of stuff. I'm not the best at it. I can do it. It works well. Fortunately, having to write highly efficient code these days has more to do with architecture than fine-grained algorithms. And the reason that is because computers and servers are just so bloody fast these days. So yeah, that's it. So in this channel, I think what I'm going to concentrate on is, instead of code and finding all kinds of little, doing all kinds of little code tutorials that are out there, I'm going to concentrate on the business end of coding, the practical end of coding. So not just the business and the contracts and dealing with clients and collecting and managing your accounts and so on, but also how you should consider business issues with regards to your technological choices. That makes a big difference there. So for example, when does it make sense to deploy your app, your website to the cloud versus using a more traditional server? When does it make sense to go with a dedicated server versus a shared hosting plan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's all kinds of implications in terms of cost and time and so on, depending on the type of project. So we're going to be running through these type of things. And yeah, so finally, you may or may not know is that I'm a published author. My book came out, I think it was July 2015. Here it is. Still on sale on Amazon. It's getting great reviews. This is a beginner's book, covers HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript. I touch on a little bit on, just a little bit touch on jQuery, Bootstrap. This book is designed for the total beginner who wants to get up and running quickly, understand the big picture, and then from there you can drill into much more detail through other books or my course online, whatever. There's options for you. So anyway, so I'm an author, and yeah, I'm an author, and yes, I'm plugging. Why not plug? And the reason I mention is because I've also written for major web design magazines. So I kept some of them here, like for this magazine here. You've probably seen it in stores. This is an old cover, right? 2007. But I've been writing for these guys for years. And I just wrote a piece actually that's going to appear as an editorial in, I'm not sure what issue it's coming out, but it's coming out pretty soon, within the next couple of months, in Web Designer magazine. And I don't even know what I talk about. So yeah, there you go. So that's coming out, just a little announcement, a little plug. And you also see some of my JavaScript videos. I released them in Web Designer magazine as well. Those are coming out, I believe, in this month and next month's issue. So that's there for you. You can view that, and that's it for now. So as I said earlier, or maybe I didn't because I did 2 takes of this, I'm going to be doing a lot more of my video vlogs with the webcam because it's just a lot easier for me rather than breaking out the big camera. And that's it. Ciao.